Hello everybody, welcome back to Easy Weeknight Cooking with Heart's Desire Spice Blends. And what are we going to do tonight? Baked beans. This has been a recipe I've been working on for a long time and I get to share it with you. So what are we going to be needing? 2 cans of some sort of beans. I like pinto beans. 6 ounces of tomato paste. 2 tablespoons of molasses. 3 tablespoons of brown sugar. Totally optional. It does work without it. 1 teaspoon of liquid smoke. Not optional. It's actually a really great flavor enhancer. 1 tablespoon of chili bowl spice. 1 medium onion, finely diced. Or you can use a teaspoon of onion powder if people don't like the onions in there. So, what do you say we get cooking? Our recipe is right in the description, so check it out. Absolutely. And of course, we're going to need about a medium pan. We're using this wonderful enamel cast iron because we're going to need to put this baby in the oven. We're going to start off and we're going to actually brown our onions and brown the tomato paste first. We're going to turn our burner on high to get things sauteed. Little bit of oil, only enough to really saute the onions. So we have our 1 medium onion that's going to go into about a tablespoon of oil. Going to go ahead and move the oil around my pot a little bit. Listen to the sizzle. We're going to brown this, which means it's got to stay in contact with the bottom of the pan in order to brown. So we have our onions starting to brown. We're going to go ahead and wait for them to caramelize a little bit, let them more brown, and then add our tomato paste and let that brown. And what that's going to do is it's going to take a lot of that raw tomato flavor out of our tomato paste and also caramelize the onions a little bit. And what that's going to do for our final dish is add just a lot of flavor. And from there, we're going to add everything else, stir it up, and pop it in the oven. We're going to be using the liquid from our beans in order to soak that up. And it's going to add to the top. So go ahead and put your tomato paste on in there. And we are going to brown our tomato paste. And once it starts getting to, a semi-deep red color, then we know we are great. Oh yes, I smell that caramelization happening. So it's time for a little bit of liquid from our beans. I'm gonna go ahead and pour the whole thing in there. There we go. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let the liquid from the beans actually start to hydrate the fond on the bottom of the pot. And I'm gonna scrape that up. We've got some good stuff happening here. I'm gonna go ahead and pour the rest of my beans in there. And at this point, I can take this totally off heat. So, turn off your burner, take that off heat. Go ahead and stir it up once more. And we are going to add the rest of our ingredients. What we're going to be needing is 2 cans of pinto beans. I like pinto because it's classic, right? We're going to need 1 can of tomato paste. We need 1 medium onion and as much as about a tablespoon of oil. We've sauteed our onion and then sauteed the tomato paste to get some of that raw flavor out of it. And gone ahead and mix that up. We're waiting for some of the fond, the brown stuff on the bottom of the pan that sticks there when you saute things to kind of hydrate, so we can scrape that up. And we're going to actually put the rest of our ingredients in. We're going to need about 3 tablespoons of brown sugar if you like things really sweet. If you don't like things sweet, if you like things kind of savory, you can skip the brown sugar. 3 tablespoons packed brown sugar. There we go. There's 3 tablespoons. We need 1 tablespoon of chili bowl spice. And this makes all the difference in the world. Definitely. So, the spices can make or break your baked beans. Matter of fact, we have added this stuff to Bush's beans or commercial brands all the time. We do that with our barbecue sauce too when we want to cheat. We also need 1 teaspoon of Wright's liquid smoke or any liquid smoke. Some people use smoked salt. But I want that really concentrated smoked flavor because it actually tastes a little salty in there. And when it's baked beans, come on, you gotta have that smoked flavor in there, right? You can also cut up some bacon and brown it with your onions, and that can add a lot of really great flavor. So I'm gonna add 1 teaspoon, 2 tablespoons of molasses. And there's 1. This is one of the few things I will actually use molasses in, but barbecue sauce is another one. Now I get to go ahead and stir it all up, and then we put it in the oven for about half an hour at 350. So what does it look like before we put it in the oven? Well, you go ahead and judge. It looks great. It smells wonderful. Here we go, right here. And so this one's going in, the other one's coming out. So this has been in the oven for about 30 to 45 minutes. And you can see it's got that wonderful caramelized skin on it, and it looks awesome. So I'm going to take a little bit out. Oh yeah, boy howdy. Look at that, woo, yum. You've got that wonderful little crust right here that comes from being in the oven. It's got a beautiful texture. Oh my gosh. You don't get this with ketchup, people. You just don't, right? You get this wonderful, thick, rich, hearty texture, and the smell is amazing. And it is really hot. You can smell those rich spices, the whole 9 yards. That molasses is just adding those rich caramely smells to this thing. Oh. Oh yeah. And then you get this little bit of heat right back here, and not a ton, but if you want more Tex-Mex heat, you just add a little bit more. Either that or add some cayenne. My favorite for using with this stuff is actually Indian cayenne. It goes about 40,000 units on the Scoville scale, but if you really want things hotter, go for African cayenne. It's about 60,000 units. Oh my gosh, this is so good. From our kitchen to yours, we have really great baked beans that go together just in minutes. So from our kitchen to yours, keep things tasty, and remember, Chili Bowl's on sale this month.